आप सभी को स्वागत है Facets of Religions in India. Well, guess what? आज हम बहुत ही खुश नसीब हैं. आज हम बहुत ही भाग्यशाली हैं क्योंकि with me is a world-renowned Swami Ji. And you've seen him on Religions of India program a few weeks ago. You saw him here last week. And to fulfill your requests, we are going to try to bring him, if not weekly, at least a couple of times a month for you. So we're going to try and grant your wishes. But for now, here he is, Swami Mukundananda. आपको बहुत बहुत स्वागत है.
Namaste, Nilima ji.
नमस्कार जी, आपका क्या हाल है? Welcome to Washington DC.
Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna to all your viewers.
You're absolutely no stranger to Washington DC, but you are stranger here because we've run your episodes, your lectures, your tapes, but we have the actual you today to address our viewers. So we're very, very fortunate, one in a million. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Swamiji, tell us, I'm a biochemist and yet a media person. I've read your biodata and you're such an accomplished, such an educationalist. Tell me something first about your education.
Well, Nilima ji, I did BTech in mechanical engineering from IIT Delhi. Mm-hmm. And after that, I went on to do MBA from IIM Calcutta. And I worked for some time in a company called Tata Burrows. That was the time when the IT industry in India was just taking off. Mm-hmm. So this was, I guess, probably the first IT company in India.
My goodness. Swamiji, tell me, or rather tell our viewers, why did you give up all this professionalism and moved on to spirituality?
Nilima ji, while I was doing engineering, there were a lot of questions that would come to my mind. We were being exposed to a number of laws of science. But my question was, why are there laws in existence? Who is the lawmaker? What is my purpose in this creation? Why am I here? What is the goal of life? Now, these questions were not being answered in science. Mm-hmm. And when I began my management course, I was being taught all the humanities subjects as well. Mm-hmm. And I found that my questions still remained unanswered. Mm-hmm. That was the time I came across the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita through a class fellow of mine. Mm-hmm. When I started reading the Gita, it was as if all my doubts had got resolved at the same time. Wow. The conviction came very strongly that I am not the body, I am the eternal soul, I am a tiny part of God, and my goal in life is to serve God. So along with my studies, I started practicing spiritual sadhana. Now that was so relishable, so blissful, that I would spend my weekends in the ashram with devotees, and the decision became strong that this is what I wish to do in life. Mm-hmm. So I did take up a job, but it did not satisfy me. The question in my mind would be that, is this the fulfillment of my life? To put in my best effort to enhance the profits of the shareholders of this company. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I decided that if I have to serve, then why not serve the Supreme Almighty?
Oh my goodness. So let me ask you this, Swamiji. So was there any particular incident in your life that made you make the decision of going into this path, into spirituality, into serving God? Or was it just the normal, like you just mentioned? Was there any particular incident?
While I was working,
yes,
my training period was complete.
Okay.
And I had been assigned to a project in USA.
Okay.
And I was thinking that let me go around, see the world, and later on I'll come back and take sannyas. But at that time, sannyasi, a sadhu, told me a very interesting incident. Mm-hmm. He said that there was a person sitting on the banks of the Ganga.
Okay.
He had chipped rice in front of him, and he was thinking of offering this to the Lord.
Oh, okay, okay.
Now the doubt in his mind was that if I offer it, maybe the Lord will take everything and I'll have nothing left for myself. So he was thinking, should I offer it, should I not offer it?
Okay.
In the meantime, a gust of wind came
Okay.
and everything flew away.
It was gone.
So he said, it's gone. He said, oh Sri Vishnu, I offer everything to you. Now that offering makes no sense when it's already gone out of the hands. In the same way, he said, if you come in your old age and say, oh Lord, I have surrendered to you,
Yeah.
God will say, what is the meaning of this surrender? When you have your future in front of you and you offer it to the Lord, He will accept that, yes, you have made a sacrifice for me. Now that story touched me so deeply in the heart that I immediately resigned from my job.
Oh
and took
my
sannyas.
goodness. So you did have this particular incident. That's very interesting. I should tell my children. My goodness. Swamiji, give our viewers your ideas, your input, your inner feeling. What is meditation? Who should meditate? Where does one reach with meditation? And how often should one meditate?
All of us are tormented by the mind.
Yes.
The mind, if it is controlled, focused, pure, it is our best friend. And the uncontrolled mind can be the worst enemy. As somebody said, the mind is a thing of its own, and in itself it can make heaven out of hell and hell out of heaven. So everybody realizes that it's important to train the mind, to purify, elevate the mind, fill it with rich and inspiring thoughts. And that is what is accomplished by this tool called meditation. There are innumerable techniques of meditation prevalent all around the world. When I was in San Francisco Bay Area, one American told me, Swamiji, let me show you spirituality American style. So he passed on to me a spirituality magazine. And I flipped through the pages. I found about 50 advertisements of different people teaching meditation in their own way. Now, true and proper meditation is that which helps us unite with God. In other words, the object of our meditation should be the Lord Himself. And He is divine, He is beyond the realm of the material energy. When we attach our mind to Him, Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, He says, Bhakti yogam upashritya matchittah satatam bhava. That I am beyond the three gunas, and if you attach your mind to me, that will also become divine. So if we can learn to meditate upon God, that is the best kind of meditation. Now, how to meditate upon God? Most of the people in the Hindu tradition use the name of God.
Yes.
Say Sitaram or Radhesham or Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. We make one suggestion to go a little further. We say, definitely chant the name of God.
Yes.
But along with this, also keep the form of God before you.
I see.
That will give a tangible basis for your mind to focus. Our sanskars, tendencies of endless lifetimes have been such
Yes.
that we have been used to interacting with forms. Now, in devotion, in the divine realm, if we give our mind only the name of the Lord, the mind says it's not sufficient to attract me. Along with the name, if we have the attractive form of the Lord, the mind finds it easy to focus.
Now, you said the form of the Lord. So does that mean God realization?
Well, what I mean is that in your meditation, you close your eyes
Got it.
and then bring the image of God before you.
I see. Okay.
So you relate to an image along with the name. This is called Roop Dhyan, or meditation upon the form of God.
God, oh my goodness. Now, Swamiji, I have, and I'm sure viewers agree, I have listened to the Panditjis, Swamijis, discourses, lectures. By listening to them, how does one implement what they say?
Listening to divine knowledge is definitely very elevating.
Yes.
We receive good thoughts, good inspiration,
Okay.
but merely listening is not enough. Pathakah pathakaischaiva sarve vyasino murkha yah kriyavan sa panditah. Somebody who really implements that knowledge in his or her life would be called a pandit or a scholar. So to implement that knowledge, we must contemplate upon it again and again and again.
So you mean we should practice and think and meditate and absorb what we have listened?
Well, that's right. Just like the cow grazes grass and then at leisure it takes it out from its stomach to chew it again. Similarly, when we hear the discourses, we absorb that knowledge. Then during the rest of the day we contemplate on what we have heard. This ensures that the knowledge sticks with us.
Yes.
Because if we forget, that knowledge is no use. One lady came and asked me, Swamiji, I have a very bad temper. Can you help me get rid of it? So I said, this temper is bad for you, it's harming you. If I gave you a needle and said, stick it in your arm, would you do so? You would not like to harm yourself. Similarly, this anger harms you, so don't do it. She said, Swamiji, that's a very useful piece of knowledge. I said, but it will not be any use to you, because when anger comes, you will forget. You'll make the mistake and you'll repent later.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So knowledge should be retained with us. Then it becomes useful. How do we retain? Just like material knowledge students, they revise it again and again and again. In the same way, spiritual knowledge needs to be contemplated upon. So the first stage in knowledge is called Shravan, or hearing.
Okay.
The second stage is called Manan, or contemplation. And the third stage is called Nididhyasan, which means to decide firmly in accordance with that knowledge. This is it. That faith, that conviction, yes, I am a part of God.
Wow.
That conviction makes the knowledge practically implemented in our lives.
That's so exciting, because look, we're getting $1 million advice from a Swamiji like yourself. Now, speaking of anger, lust, buying nice things, looking at cars, how do we balance between materialistic things and spirituality? Is there a difference, or can we put a balance, or how would you define that? Materialism, spirituality.
Very often people feel that these two are mutually exclusive. The materialists look on spiritualists as idle people who are wasting time and reducing the productivity of society.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And spiritualists blame materialists for all the evils, for the lack of values, lack of character, and the other evils they see in society. So people, they seem to feel that these are poles apart. But that is not the Vedic viewpoint.
Okay.
The Vedas say, Dve vidye veditavye parachaiva paracha. There are two sciences, two branches of knowledge that you need to cultivate to attain the goal of life. You need spirituality for cultivating the virtues of the mind and the intellect. Without that, no materialist can be happy, no matter how much wealth they have. If they don't have inner peace, happiness will elude them. The great scientist Albert Einstein had said, science has succeeded in denaturing the plutonium atom,
Yes.
but it cannot denature the evil in man's hearts. To
Well
do that, we
said.
need spiritual science. At the same time, material science is required for the maintenance of the body. This body that we have needs the proteins, the vitamins. So with material science, we understand external nature, we harness the forces of external nature and utilize it for the maintenance of the body.
Wow, well said.
Even to attain God, we do need to take care of our body.
Yes, yes.
Sharira madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. This body is the vehicle which you will use to attain God. So if a spiritualist says that I am the soul, not the body, neglect the body, that is a wrong viewpoint, incomplete viewpoint. The perfect viewpoint is you need materialism for the body and spirituality for the cultivation of the mind and intellect. When we reconcile these two sciences,
Together.
we'll reach the goal of life.
Beautiful, beautiful. Excellent, very well put. Oh my goodness, it's so valuable. Swamiji, what is the meaning, or if somebody comes to you and says, I would like to surrender myself to God, how do you answer to that person?
Nilima ji, surrender is a very vast term. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, the mere act of surrender will open the floodgates of God's grace and help us attain divine knowledge, divine bliss, divine love. So surrender is definitely a big thing. To describe it is not easy. Nevertheless, I can point out 6 facets of surrender.
Okay.
The first facet is to desire only in accordance with the will of God.
Okay.
Whatever he desires. For example, Mirabai had said, if Sri Krishna wishes me to laugh, I will laugh. If he wishes me to cry, I will cry. If he ignores me as if he doesn't know me, that's fine. If he wishes to kill me with his Sudarshan Chakra, that is also fine. But mere to Giridhar Gopal dusra na koi.
Or koi bhi nahi, exactly.
Right. So that is uniting our will with the will of God. The second is not to desire against the desire of God. In other words, whatever happens to us in life is the result of our actions, but it's given to us by God. So to be perfectly happy and contented with what has happened to us, not to complain, not to find flaws in God's laws, that is the second point of surrender. And a third point is from within to have this faith that God is always protecting me. Because He is the eternal Father.
Yes.
Even the worldly father takes care of the child. Why will the eternal Father not take care of us?
That's right, that's right.
There is a beautiful story. If we have time, I would like to relate to you.
Please, absolutely, absolutely.
This is an incident from the Mahabharata when Duryodhan repeatedly taunted Bhishma that you are being lenient with the Pandavas, that is why they are still alive. Bhishma took a vow. He said, tomorrow by sunset, either I will kill their best warrior, Arjun, or to protect him, Sri Krishna will have to break his vow and lift weapons. So when this word spread in the Pandava camp, in the evening when the war was over, they were all immersed in gloom. What is going to happen tomorrow? Sri Krishna was also worried about the next day. And thinking about it, it became 2 o'clock at night. At that time, Sri Krishna thought that if I am in so much of anxiety about this, what will be Arjun's condition? Let me go and console him. So Sri Krishna walked out of his tent and he went to Arjun's tent. Now he heard sounds of snoring. Arjun was fast asleep. Sri Krishna was amazed. He woke up his friend. Arjun said, "My lord, at this time of the night you are here?"
Right.
Sri Krishna said, "Arjun, don't you know the vow that Bhishma has made?" Arjun said, "Yes, I do." Sri Krishna said, "Are you not worried?" Arjun said, "My lord, for my protection, you are so anxious that you are not able to sleep till 2 o'clock at night. When you are so concerned about my welfare, why should I worry? Let me just relax."
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that is a quality that comes with surrender, this faith that God is with me and He is protecting me. The fourth aspect of surrender is to feel gratitude for all that He has given us. He has given us the air that we breathe, the food that we eat, the earth that we walk upon, the sunlight that creates the vitamin D on our skin.
Yes.
So to feel grateful for all that we have received is the fourth aspect of surrender. The fifth is to feel that everything I have belongs to Him. I came empty-handed in this world. I am going to leave empty-handed. So I cannot claim ownership over these things. I may be the caretaker on behalf of God, but He is the real owner of everything that I possess. And there is a sixth point which is also very important. That is to surrender to the Lord and also give up the pride or surrender the pride of having surrendered. In other words, maintain that feeling of humility. That I have not done anything great. If I have been able to do it, it is by the grace of the Lord.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh my goodness. 6 points of surrender yourself to God. I know we're very little time, but very quickly I have a couple of other questions.
Yes.
The Vedas say the pathway to God, to the Lord, to the Almighty is the karam, bhakti,
Yes.
and also the gyan itself.
Okay.
Touch upon that and let our viewers know what is how would you put that, relate that in a short, brief synopsis?
When we are in this world, we do need to do our duties. So the duties we do, the work we do is karma.
Okay.
However, the goal of life is to attain God. If we merely do our social duties, that is good, but it is not enough.
That's the karam.
Yes, that is karma.
Okay.
So along with karma, we need to add bhakti or devotion.
Okay.
In other words, you do your duty, but simultaneously love God to make your life a success. So that karma plus bhakti makes it karma yoga. In other words, while living in the world, you lead a spiritual, fulfilling life. That is the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita.
Right. Now, karam yoga, then where does the gyan fit in?
I'll come to it.
Okay.
So, a little more on karma yoga.
Okay.
In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna has emphasized that.
Yes.
The setting of the Bhagavad Gita is very beautiful. It's the battlefield. Now, that battlefield that Sri Krishna chose to speak the Gita is not by accident. It's not that Arjun suddenly fell into ignorance. Arjun was a God-realized saint. He was put into ignorance by the Lord because he wished to speak the Gita on the battlefield.
Yes.
So the reason the battlefield was chosen was to give us future generations a very strong message that even in such an intense material situation, you can practice devotion. So nobody can make the excuse that I'm an advocate, a doctor, an engineer, I don't have the time. Sri Krishna says that if in such a situation one can be spiritual, then anyone in any station of life can practice spirituality by adding bhakti or devotion to karma. However, to do either karma or bhakti, you need knowledge.
Gyan.
That's right.
Mhm.
Without understanding the theory, it's not possible to do the practice.
Perfectly said.
So the theory needs to be clarified.
Mhm.
The devotee saint Tulsidas says, "So hana Ram prem binu gyanu."
Mhm.
Without gyan, you
Mhm.
cannot attain love for God. Don't think that you will just do Sitaram, Sitaram and you will develop that love.
Mhm.
You need to understand who is God, who is the soul, what is karma, gyan, bhakti, what is maya.
Mhm.
Clarify these concepts from the scriptures. Such a spiritual aspirant then goes forward solidly, firmly, and rapidly.
Beautiful. Very well put. Two other quick questions. Coming from Swami Mukundananda, what is his definition and how does Swamiji, His Holiness, define worldly love and divine love?
Okay? The word love is used profusely in the world.
Mhm.
I teach people divine love.
Mhm.
However, the word is also used in the world.
Mhm.
People in the world tell each other, "I love you."
Yes.
And this Valentine's Day concept has also been exported to India, or
Yes.
India has imported it. When I was growing up, nobody had heard of Valentine's Day, but now
Right.
everybody is telling everybody else, "I love you."
Uh-huh.
So your question is very relevant, that what is the difference? The difference is that of light and darkness.
Okay.
The saint Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Kamer tatparyo nij sambhog keval Krishna sukh tatparyo premate prabhav. Atev kamer premer bahute antar kam andham tama prem nirmal bhaskar." Worldly love is like darkness, spiritual love is like light. But what is the difference? Worldly love is that where the desire is to take, take, take. Divine love is that where the desire is to
Give.
In
Wow.
other words, divine love is for the pleasure of the beloved. There is no desire for fulfilling one's self-interest. The only desire is to sacrifice for the happiness of the beloved. That kind of divine love does not exist in the world. That is what we need to understand in the spiritual realm. What exists in the world is two things. One is take, 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 that is lust. And the other is give and take, that is business. Give and take. Now we want to learn how to give, give, give. That is the realm of divine love.
Beautiful. We are blessed. We are blessed to have the definition from you. Thank you so much. And finally, I, as a worshipper, I go to this guru, I go to this pandit, I go to this Swamiji, I go to this leader, I go to this church, I go to this mandir, I go to Vaishnu Devi, and I'm confused. I'm just a viewer and I'm confused. How do I choose a spiritual leader?
Well, definitely it's a good fortune to have the opportunity to interact and get the best ideas from so many sources. Nevertheless, you would like to choose one path and one teacher. This requires the grace of God.
Okay.
All the scriptures tell us that to attain the ultimate goal, you do need a spiritual teacher. Swami Vivekananda had said, "The living secrets must be passed down from master to disciple in any science, much more so in the spiritual science, because it is not immediately perceptible, the
Yes.
entire path."
Yes.
So we do need a spiritual teacher, but it's not easy to find or to recognize that spiritual teacher, because spirituality is an internal quality, and we only have the externals to see and to recognize.
That's right. That's right.
So there are a few things that could help us. Firstly, if somebody is an enlightened, God-realized saint,
Yes.
that person's words will be very impacting upon us. In other words, we've heard those messages so many times, but it did not move us. And when we hear the same message from a God-realized saint, the words go and touch us within. Because that saint is not speaking theoretical knowledge read from a book.
Yes.
He's speaking from the depths of realization.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Secondly, the doubts that we have on the spiritual path.
Mm-hmm.
These doubts cannot be resolved merely by scriptural reading. But if we place these doubts before a God-realized saint, that saint is easily able to resolve them and bring us to a clear conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And the third point is even more important. If we associate with a true guru,
Yes.
the result will be that from within we will start developing detachment from the world and attachment to God.
So that's the trick.
That's right.
Oh.
So you associate with a number of saints.
Yes.
And
सबको
then-
आप सुनते हो, सबको देखते हो, लेकिन दिल के अंदर ये है कि इट्स लाइक अ मैसिव कंफ्यूजन. आज उनका लेक्चर सुना, आज ये स्वामी को सुना, सब बहुत अच्छा बोलते हैं, सबके डिस्कोर्सेस बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, बट किसकी ओर हम कदम बढ़ाएं और किसको हम अपनाएं? ये मेरे
आप तमाम संतों का सत्संग करें.
यस.
चुपचाप वहाँ जाकर बैठ जाया करें और फिर देखें कि कहाँ से आपको सबसे अधिक लाभ मिला. आध्यात्मिक लाभ, संसार से वैराग्य और भगवान में अनुराग. प्लस भगवान आपके अंदर बैठे हैं, तो वो कृपा करके आपको प्रेरणा दे देंगे. तो आपको अंदर से वो प्रेरणा मिलेगी कि हाँ, ये वो पर्सनालिटी हैं जिनको हम खोज रहे थे. तो ये सब बनाव जब बन जाए तो फिर आप समझें कि हाँ, हमको अपने टीचर मिल गए.
Beautiful. Excellent. Excellent. Swamiji, I wish I could continue speaking on and on and on. I don't know how to thank you, and on behalf of our viewers, I'd like to thank you very much for coming on GTV. I know there are other people waiting to interview you, and it's selfish if I just hold you all to myself, as you said, share with others. So I would like to have you back on our show sometime later. Before I let you go, there is the camera. Any message that you would like to give to your devotees, worshippers, people that always eagerly look for, towards, up to Swamiji? There's the camera.
Well, I would like to say that the path to true happiness is not in increasing our material possessions. We, the eternal souls, the happiness that we have been searching for since endless lifetimes, will be attained from God. Let's make God realization the goal of our life. Let's put that spirituality as the first priority in our life. I would like to make a suggestion. On a daily basis, take out some time to nourish your own soul, to enrich your mind and intellect with spirituality. In other words, regularly do sadhana, spiritual practice, just like you take care of your body, because you know it's important to maintain health. Similarly, take care of your soul by practicing spirituality. If we do it regularly for an hour a day or even half an hour a day, the results will be tremendous. The balance, the serenity, the harmony that we are looking for, that will be within our grasp.
स्वामी जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, बहुत बहुत थैंक यू आपको कि आज आप हमारे दर्शकों को अपने हृदय के बहुत सुंदर सुंदर बातें बताए हैं. और हमारी खुश नसीबी है, जैसे मैंने पहले कहा, कि हमारे बीच आज स्वामी जी ने अपने हृदय के बात, जो अंदर के बात है, वो आपको समझाए, हमें समझाए. और आशा और उम्मीद यही है कि आपको इनके ये छोटा सा डिस्कोर्स, छोटा सा हम दोनों के बीच जो बातचीत हुई है, जो इंटरव्यू हुई है, उससे आप लाभ उठाएंगे और वाशिंगटन मेट्रो एरिया में ही इज़ कमिंग इन सितंबर, राजधानी मंदिर, एंड होपफुली आप सब वहाँ पर आएंगे और खुशी खुशी स्वामी जी को स्वागत करेंगे। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया स्वामी जी।
नीलिमा जी, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपने इतने सुंदर प्रश्न किए और हमको अपने शो पे बुलाया, और आपके श्रोताओं को भी जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण जी।